Now, weather authorities in Mozambique have warned of possible severe tropical storms hitting the coastal province of Gaza. Residents have been urged to prepare their homes and stay indoors as heavy rains and possible flooding are expected.
The National Institute of Meteorology of Mozambique has issued a warning to coastal areas in the province of Gaza of heavy rain and high winds. Downpours expected to begin today may measure up to 50 milliliters and winds up to 60 kilometers per hour. Mozambique is currently in the middle of its annual rainy and cyclonic season from October to April. Mozambique, like much of the southern African region, has seen severe weather attributed by the UN to climate change. In November of last year, the National Institute for Disaster Risk and Management and Reduction forecast 2.2 million people being affected by the current rainy season.
A little earlier, I spoke to Musa Mustafa, who's the Deputy Director General of the National Meteorological Institute of Mozambique, and he said that there wasn't a concern at this time.
In September of 2022, we disseminated our seasonal forecast. The seasonal forecast was indicating that in southern Mozambique, so southern Mozambique is comprised of the three provinces, Maputo, Gaza, and Inhambane. So from October to December, we are expecting above normal rainfall. And during this January, February to March, we expect normal to below normal rainfall. What is happening now is that, okay, we are in the third quarter of the rainfall season, January, February, March. And during this week, last week, we had cold front affecting the southern Mozambique, not only in Gaza, but Maputo, Gaza, and Inhambane provinces. The situation now is that in Maputo, I'm talking about the Maputo and Nkomati rivers. Those rivers are coming from Eswatini, and in that country, including parts of South Africa and Zimbabwe, this week we recorded the high level of precipitation. And the amount of the precipitation we recorded, it increased the flow of these two rivers, Maputo and Nkomati. And the Mozambican authorities that were responsible for the management of the rivers, they issued a warning to warn the communities that normal they live near these rivers to take proper measures when they're traveling near these rivers. Some areas of the small farmers are already inundated, and according to the local news, they're saying that some community will lose some crops. So in terms of Gaza, at the moment, there's no any specific situation we can mention now, even in Inhambane province. Mm-hmm. Only in the Maputo province, and those two rivers. We know that during this time, Mozambique, the rainfall in Mozambique is influenced by intertropical convergence zone that affect more northern and central provinces, including the neighboring countries, part of South Africa, Zimbabwe, Malawi. And we are recording precipitation, a lot of precipitation in northern Mozambique. But at the moment, no situation of flood is reported because Mozambique, the orography is quite different in southern Mozambique. So another situation Yes, you can go.
All right. So, I mean, it's at this time of the year. I mean, you're in the middle of your cyclonic season, aren't you? From October to April, I believe. So could cyclones develop at this stage? Is there nothing on the horizon that worries you? We're seeing quite serious weather in the east coast of South Africa, in Durban in particular. That weather system, could it travel north?
Normal, we have different patterns of weather systems. For example, the system that affect, for example, Cape Town, sometimes they can move to southern Mozambique, but in the coastal area is what we call cold France. Sometimes they affect Durban and so on. Regarding the tropical cyclone, 3 years ago, the regional center specialized in a tropical cyclone that is located in Reunion Island. It's a World Meteorological Organization institute, and we have a strong linkage with them. All countries on southern region, we receive information from there. In November, they launched the tropical cyclone forecast. And for this season, 2022 to 2023, the center expected below normal activity in tropical cyclone compared to last season. Is expected to form about 6 to 10 systems. Those systems include tropical storms and tropical cyclones. But in average, 3 to 5 of them can reach the stage of a tropical cyclone. And you know that Mozambique is the second country more prone to tropical cyclones after Madagascar. But for the next few days, I'm talking about 5 to 10 days, there is no signal for development of a tropical cyclone. The weather, the atmospheric conditions are quite stable now. But we know that January, February until March is the month of high frequency on tropical cyclone. But what we are doing is continue monitoring this situation, and when it's necessary, we issue our warnings. Even for rainfall or windy storms, when we reach some levels, because we use our standard operation procedures, every day we have our normal forecasting, and when we reach when we expect, for example, rainfall above 50 millimeters, then we issue warnings to the public, because we know that amount can cause some damages, not only across the rivers, but we have that problem. Sometimes we call flash flood in the urban areas. Yeah, some residential areas, depending on the conditions, they can be inundated. That's why we issue warnings when we expect 50 millimeters or more. Yes.
Okay. I know that a couple of years ago, you expressed concern about your ability to forecast, and you were looking for more radar equipment. I think 114 automatic meteorological stations. And these were particularly important for flight navigation, air navigation. What is the situation now? Do you have enough equipment, and are you confident about your ability to forecast given your vulnerabilities?
Well, there is in the African tradition, we say that you never say, I'm okay. So every day you need to improve something. So regarding the observation system, last year we launched the program what we call One District, One Meteorological Station. The objective is to fulfill all the country, at least each district, to have one one meteorological station. At the moment, we about 60% because Mozambique has 154 districts. So last year we started with 51 districts with meteorological station, but until the end of the last year, we installed more 37. It means 37 plus 51 were around 88 meteorological stations. So with those stations, we can monitor the weather and the condition, but we still need to fulfill the requirement of the World Meteorological Organization. Another problem we have in this country is it's in the recent years, the lightning problem. Lightning is killing many people, and we need lightning detection sensors that we don't have. And this is part of the meteorological observation network. For aviation, of course, all airports we have modern equipment. We can provide information for air navigation. Regarding the weather radar, we operationalized the one radar in November in the Beira City. As you know, that Beira City was instigated by tropical cyclone Idai, and we have a new radar in Beira. At the moment, we have one, but to fulfill the country, we need 7. But this is a longer process. And what we do is to continue to mobilize resources in order to get more radars for the country. Because one of the challenges, not of only the country, but we need to establish a radar observation network for Southern Africa. As you know, South Africa, they have about 10, 15 radars. Zimbabwe is running 3 weather radars. So, and we would like to make a composite to benefit all SADC countries. For weather monitoring, of course, we will have also satellite facilities in place that we use every day. We get information every 15 minutes. It means that we have facilities to do our job, but the challenge is so enormous. We need to improve many aspects. One of the problems is to forecast the windstorms, the small-scale phenomena. So we need to continue to improve our observation network, our numerical weather prediction. For example, we started to work a few years ago. We are working with the South African Weather Service in order to establish numerical weather with high resolution, 4 kilometers. It means we are trying to do everything in order to fulfill the requirement of the community. For example, now dissemination of the warnings is one of the challenge. In our country, we have a problem with the local languages. There are many local languages in the country, and our warnings are issued in the Portuguese official language, and we need to use a community radio that are able to communicate in local language.